I'm going to kind of start off by focusing in on our Texas assets. As Bill described, we just completed our transaction with Westwater to acquire both their Texas and New Mexico assets. But we see the Texas assets as being the closest to our short-term or near-term strategy to get us into production. As we mentioned, this is our transformational transaction. The Texas area, I've got a lot of, I've started my career in South Texas. In fact, at these the two major producing facilities or production facilities were acquired in my career, and I've seen Texas become a really strong production center in the near term. A lot of historic production, over 80 million pounds produced. Texas is an agreement state, so the permitting and licensing timelines are well understood. Texas is a very pro-business climate. And one of the things is that we know that there are a lot of prospective areas that we can go and develop in situ recovery facilities. And there's a lot of potential, as the USGS published back in 2015. Focusing on our production facilities, we've got in the top picture is the Kingsville Dome facility that's been around since 1987. It's in various states. It's got it actually acted as a central processing plant for the Vasquez production facility that is now closed and in the process of being decommissioned. And then on the bottom picture is the Rosita facility, which back in 2008 was completely revamped and was licensed to have drying capacity as well. So it has a dryer, has a full cycle for a central processing plant. And what's unique about Rosita, if you were to think back on the prior picture, it's kind of centrally located in what we see as the most prospective uranium areas within the Texas, South Texas region. The advantage of Rosita is that it never actually operated after being revamped. So almost everything's still new and in really good shape. And that's simply because of its location. It's well away from the coast. Kingsville is within 5 miles. Kingsville Dome is within 5 miles of the coast. So as you would expect, there's quite a bit of weathering. Whereas Rosita is 60 miles inland, relatively dry climate. And so it's in very good shape. Now, it will take a little bit of work to get it up and running, but based on our estimates, it's going to be certainly less than $1 million, and I believe less than 12 months. So this is not my first restart. And the other thing, as Bill mentioned, some of our assets are people. We also, as part of this asset, we inherited an experienced and trained workforce that could help us get up and running. So it's exciting times. It's good to be back in the country this section of the country where I got my start, and it's exciting. There's a lot of opportunity in South Texas. In addition to the resources we acquired from Westwater, there's a lot of South Texas opportunities for exploration. One of the areas we look at right now is the Butler Ranch, which came with the Westwater assets, but it's primarily historic resources, and we need to do some work to confirm that using to get it to NI 43-101 standards. What we've also received, one of the things that occurred just recently is we acquired a large database of previously permitted and licensed facilities that never operated. In fact, they were, and we're looking to look at those resources, potential near-term uranium feed for the Rosita project. We also, as part of this, acquired a prompt vision neutron wireline logging equipment. The reason why that's important, in that lower picture, you can see if you understand geochemistry of the area, Texas has, the South Texas area is very active on its geochemical nature where the uranium deposits. And having prompt vision neutron provides us the ability to in situ assays of uranium rather than doing traditional cores, which is important because of the active geochemical contacts. We have a lot of what's called disequilibrium, and this allows us to account for that, and it gives us more reliable data.